So we're not going to be using a Facebook group for our community for this program, this round. We're actually going to be using the app that was in the link that I sent you. So you all should have received that. It's similar to a Facebook group, but it's actually private and it's on its own app. So you don't have to go in and get distracted with any of the other Facebook notifications. So like when you sign on, 10 minutes later, you don't find yourself saying, what did I come on here for again? So we'll be doing a lot of communication through the email and through the app, as well as our weekly calls. All of these calls are recorded and they are shared. I try and share them within 24 hours so that if for any reason you are not able to make a call, then you are able to still get the lesson and you'll be able to see that and kind of catch up that way. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out within the community or directly to me. Okay. So I'd like to, I know I probably don't have to say this, but I do say it anyway every time I run a group, is that confidentiality in this group is really important because the level of vulnerability that people show is going to vary. So you might be somebody that's very private. You might not share much with the group, and that is totally at your discretion. But there might be others that really do share a little bit more. And I just like everybody to know that everything that is shared in this group, on this call, in the community should be kept within these walls. Well, I don't know if you can call virtual walls, but so it should be kept private. Nothing should really be shared with other people in terms of other people's experiences like that might be, just particular to this group. Okay. So it'll be recorded. I just want to always make sure that I'm going to mention that. And if anybody feels uncomfortable with that, let me know, or you can always, you don't always have to have your face showing, but these are totally private when they're shared because they're unlisted on YouTube, and I just share the link within the group. Okay, so if that makes sense. So it should be totally private and it shouldn't be shared anywhere else. Okay. All right. So that's kind of the basics of where I wanted to start off. I just wanted to make sure that I got those things mentioned. And before I go any further, I would love to unmute you all and meet you all and have you all introduce yourself. So everybody should be unmuted now. And yeah, Sarah's unmuted too. So if we could all individually share just kind of who we are, where we're from, what our goal is, for this reason, priority for you joining this group. And then also, I always ask in the beginning what your commitment level is on a scale of 1 to 10. So just so we can kind of get to know each other a little bit because we'll be together for a couple of months now. Do we have any volunteers to go first?
I'll go first. Can you see my face? Because I can't even tell.
I can't see your face.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I have to fix the camera thing then. I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. And I'm just trying to, I guess, improve my relationship with food.
Okay.
That's my goal for this. And shave off a couple pounds.
All right. Great. And why is that? Your goal in your life?
I don't know. I've gained a few pounds over the past couple of years. It's minimal, but
yeah. Okay. We're gonna explain why, so don't. Yeah. It's not a. It's not. You don't have to have all the answer right now. So.
I don't. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So where are you from, Sarah?
I live in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Yep. And I actually work in the same building as Christine, and I do your gym classes. I'm trying to figure out how to make the video work.
No problem. And what is your commitment level? 1 to 10?
Probably an 8.
8? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Sarah, for being the first brave one to share. Okay. Who would like to go next?
I will.
All right, Rebecca.
All right. I'm Rebecca, and I also work in the same building as Christine and take her classes. So I work in Boston. I live about 30 miles west of Boston. I've had 2 kids and lost a lot of weight after the first kid. I actually only gained 7 pounds with my second kid, but and I finally gotten back into working out. But I love sugar and chocolate, and I've finally gotten to the point where I look forward to working out every day, but my relationship with food, it sucks. So I always go for the carbs and the stuff that's not good for me. So I want to get better at that.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. And your commitment level on
I would say probably an 8, like
8?
Sarah said. Yep.
All right. 8. Nice. Okay, Cindy, would you like to go next?
I guess.
I'm
How do you
only
do
putting
this?
you on the spot in this group, not too terribly, but from time to time, like once a week.
How do I do this? I'm still trying to figure this out. Can you see me or you can't see
I
me?
can see you.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you ever,
Um,
if you're on your phone and you ever want to not be seen, you can swipe into the screen. I think if you swipe right, you'll have like a circle and it'll say tap to talk. If you're on that screen, then we won't see you.
No, I'm on my iPad, so I this is the
Oh.
first time I'm using this. I
Okay.
don't go down to it. So anyway,
Yeah.
my name is Cindy. I'm from New Jersey, originally from New York, but New Jersey now. Basically, just looking to lose weight, make the right food choices.
Mhm.
So yeah, commitment level hopefully a 10, 9, 10. That's what I strive for.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
We get a 9 or 10er. Nice. All
Yeah.
right. Awesome, Cindy. Thank you.
Hmm.
All right, Mara, you're up.
Hi.
Hi,
So I'm Mara. I'm originally from New York too, but I live in Concord, New Hampshire now. I guess I'm losing weight for my wedding next June. Yeah, my commitment level is an 8. And I apologize if you see me moving a lot. My pets are not being very cooperative tonight, so
Oh, they want in.
they do.
Awesome. So you're getting married 1 year from now, right? You said next
Yeah.
June? And that is exciting. So you have plenty of time. You have plenty of time. So, you know, that's definitely an advantage because sometimes we wait till like, you know, right before we're getting married and we're like, oh, right. And everything is rushed and stressed. So this should feel good, like a good journey. You have plenty of time and you can just soak it all in, soak it all up, create new habits. It's going to be great. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. So you said 8, right, Nara? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, nice. So I'm glad I'm not echoing anymore. So back to a little bit of expectations. So there's a couple things that I will ask. And some of the things are optional, of course. You know, everything in this program, we cover food, faith, and fitness for the next 12 weeks. Everything in this program, I'll say, is optional, okay, because I want you to work within your comfort level. But I will say that the closer you stick to everything that is suggested in this program, the better that your results are going to be, okay? So everything is optional, but the more you do, the better it's going to go for you and for your results, okay? But, you know, everybody is on this journey and has different past, different experiences and at a different level in terms of fitness, in terms of their relationship with, you know, food, relationship with, you know, all of the different things that we're going to talk about. So I want everybody to feel comfortable to be able to work at their comfort zone and a little bit beyond. Okay, so that's where I want you to shoot for. So you should feel, you know, when you're growing, you should feel a little bit uncomfortable, but not in a way that is going to discourage or debilitate you. Okay, so you know, as we move through this journey, you know, there's going to be a lot of, you know, feelings that might come up, a lot of challenges, and that's totally okay. That's totally okay. And I would just want you to be aware of those things and kind of move forward with great expectations, but also with, what's the word? I don't want to use the word caution, but with a level of comfortable discomfort. Does that make sense? Is that translating to you all?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. All right. That's awesome. So I'll ask for you to check in, you know, to your email and to the digital community group once a day. I don't want you to feel like you have to be on there all the time. I'd love for you to feel comfortable to post anything that you feel like you want to post. So whether it's like a picture of your meal, a picture of your workout, or like, hey, I'm feeling great today, or hey, I really need like a little pick me up, you know, or ask a question. I want you to really feel comfortable to do that, but I don't want you to feel like you have to be in there in that group all the time. We want to be in there to support each other as much as possible in terms of like checking in daily. But a lot of your work is going to be outside of that group. Okay, so that group is for support and motivation and as a resource and answering questions. I don't want you to be in your phone all day. Okay, because we're going to be adding and changing things in terms of like the structure of your life in some cases, and you probably need to allot some other time elsewhere. Okay, but I do want you to stay connected through that. Okay, is that making sense? I want you to check in, be connected, but I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by that. Okay, I want you to just enough. Okay, just enough. We're all trying to balance. Might be kind of a myth depending what school of thought you're in, but you can still, I think, manage to do all that stuff. All right. So there's also accountability. So we're going to have accountability, of course, on these group coaching calls. I also offer an accountability sheet that you can fill out every single week. Now, again, that is totally optional. I think that your results are better if you do fill that out, and that's something that I see. But again, it's up to you. It's up to your comfort level. So I'll be sharing all that information, posting all the information. You'll be able to look at the questions and review it, and decide from there just how much you want to, be doing this privately on your own and keeping your answers and things like that to yourself, or how much you want to be like, yes, I want to tell you everything. Okay, so that would be at your discretion also. All right, so now, so this upcoming week, I'm going to try not to take too long to kind of go over these basics today, because today's kind of more or less like an intro, and just trying to give you a clear vision of what the next 12 weeks is going to look like. And then you're going to have some assignments this week. So in actuality, 12 weeks to boss first lesson is going to be starting this upcoming Monday. Okay, so this week we're going to take part to go through the U module, which is the first document. And this U module is really designed to help you get intrinsically motivated. So I put this together because what I've seen from my clients is that The clients that I have that know exactly why they want what they want are able to continue to reach their goals with a lot more ease and a lot more success than when you don't. Okay. And so we might have like a first reason why we want to take part in a journey like this for ourselves, right? So we might have like, oh yeah, I want to fit into my jeans, right? But there could be some other reasons that we may not have really dug into. And once we get down to like the real heart of the reasons why we want to do this, and it may be deeper for some than others, you know, not everything is like a real dramatic reason, but some really are deep seated. And once you know what that is for you, the whole process is going to be so much easier, because every time that you feel like you can't go on or you don't want to go on, your drive is just going to be right there to turn you on, to help you continue. And not only throughout this process, but the goal is to be able to continue this beyond this program. Okay, so my goal is, and it sounds silly for me to say this because my profession is to be a personal trainer and is to help people in this way, but so that you almost don't need me, right? You don't need a program after this is through. You know, that you will have given yourself the very many tools that it takes for you to make this a long-term vision, because we all know that, you know, sometimes we make it a temporary thing when we're doing a program. You know, I can do anything for 6 weeks or 30 days, right? I don't want you just to be doing this for 12 weeks. I want you to be doing this for the rest of your life, and not necessarily every single portion of what's in this program, but the tools that you take from this program that work for you in your life to help you maintain a healthy lifestyle. That's what I want you to walk away with, is, you know, the results of, you know, working on your relationship with food, working on your relationship with your body, your self-image, your self-talk, and all the things that we're going to go through. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, we're on the same wavelength. Okay, cool. So that is what we're going to tackle first in the U module. Okay, so I'll give you the assignment at the end, but you're going to be completing a portion of that this week, and also preparing for the first week of the 12 Weeks Boss program, because we start off with a bang. All right, so the first week of the 12 Weeks to Boss program starts off with a clean eating / cleanse. You can kind of call it a lot of different things. It's not really like a purging cleanse or anything like that. But we start off with it's almost like a reverse elimination diet kind of thing. Okay, so we start off breaking some of the habits, breaking some of the cravings, giving our digestive system a little rest, and starting from, you know, say you'll see this all. Have you all got the documents and everything like that? You all were able to access that with no problem? So you'll see in the first Food Foundation pages a lot of information in terms of your basal metabolic rate and all of that foundational stuff. But then when you move to the first chapter, you're going to see our first week breakdown, which is we have a day that is juices, soups, smooth foods, giving your body kind of a rest there, but you're still nutritionally supported. And then there's a few days of just fruits and vegetables. I know sounds scary at first. Just fruits and vegetables for a couple of days. Then we add in clean, lean protein, beans, nuts, seeds, and then we add in complex carbohydrates, things like brown rice, sweet potatoes, and there you are for the rest of the 12 weeks. for the most part. Okay, so I'll be going over that more in detail and, you know, giving you more information, but we're going to be preparing for that this week. So I'm going to be providing you with grocery shopping lists, some recipe ideas, and you know, checklists and all that kind of fun stuff. Who is like a checklist person in here? Okay, well, I got some checklists for you. I have some like planners that, you know, it's, some people use it, some people don't, but it's going to be provided for you. So that is what's going to be happening this week. So you're going to be working through the first portion of the U module and preparing for your grocery trip so that our first week we can start off with that cleanse. I call it a cleanse week, but it's all just natural foods, natural eating. Now, there is an option if you wanted to. Some people who have very busy lifestyles and don't feel like they can do this with whole foods, definitely have the option to use a company that I have aligned with called Isagenix. They do have a cellular cleanse, and that is a little bit more of an active cleanse because it's based around the idea of taking the toxins that are in your body and encapsulated in fat and flushing those toxins out. Still not a digestive cleanse, but that is an option, but that is an additional cost because it comes from another company. So just so you have those options there. So I know I'm moving kind of quick. Before I go on, you might have some questions about that. So does anybody have any questions there?
You mentioned downloads. Where do I get the downloads?
So I sent you a link. I sent it to you in the text message I sent you.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Your email. So when you click on that link, you should see like little squares that look like a book. So if you click on
I see program downloads, your boss community. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, so if you click on
okay.
program downloads, then that will take you to a page where you can download the PDFs of the program.
That's not what I'm seeing. Okay.
What is
that after? Yeah.
Okay. What's
okay.
Going up?
It's just, yeah, I downloaded it, but there's no PDF to choose from.
Is there a picture of a book? Like a
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll make sure you get it.
Okay. Not a problem.
So we can touch base on that tonight. And it might show up differently in your phone too. So, all right. So, few more things that we're going to do this week. So if you haven't already, and some of you that I see in person, I can do this with you and for you. I did this with Rebecca today. So you're going to want to make sure that you take your starting weight, your starting measurements, and if you have the access to it, body fat percentage. So you can get, sometimes they have scales that will tell your body fat percentage. If you're a part of a gym or fitness center that can do that for you, that's another way. They also sell, what I use is, it's called Omron. I can show you it. Hang on a sec, I'll grab it. Actually, never mind. I left it for my coworker, so I don't have it. But it's a handheld machine that will tell you your body fat percentage to the best it can. Okay. And so that's great to have for starting. I recommend that you take your weight and body fat percentage, if you can, once per week on the same day, same time, so that you can keep track. I don't recommend that you jump on the scale every day because that will kind of drive you crazy. And, throughout the course of the day or a couple days, sometimes we can go up a pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, depending on like if we, you know, if we haven't gone to the bathroom, if we're retaining water, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of different reasons. So that's why I find it pretty important to take your measurements, your body fat, and your weight. Because if you're just looking at your weight, you can't really see what's happening, because sometimes you might stay the same weight, but your body composition can be changing, if that makes sense to you. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, because when we're looking at our weight, we don't really know what we're made of. And so when you hear people talk about your BMI, that's really just how you compare to the rest of the people in the country, your age, your height, and your weight. But again, those people, you don't really know what they're made of. You don't know, you know, if they're, you know, made of muscle, mostly muscle, or not. So it kind of doesn't really tell a whole lot. So I like to track the body fat percentage and your body composition, if at all possible. So if you can access that, access that. If not, it's, you know, it's not the end of the world, but definitely do your circumference measurements as well. And on top of that, I highly, 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 highly recommend taking before photos. So choose an outfit, whatever that is for you. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a bikini or shorts and a tank, but you know, something that you'll be able to see a difference over time. Okay, because pictures really do show you something that you know, sometimes your mind doesn't really comprehend. So honestly, I did this program recently, so I've been still losing my baby weight. And so at the end of the program, I was thinking, like, you know, because sometimes your concept of, like, you know, as you change size, like, you almost in some ways don't have your view is not always really, like, what you think is not always reality, if that makes sense. Okay, but when you have a picture, so I lost 16.5 pounds throughout this program myself, with the last round. I did it with my clients, and at the end I was thinking, like, oh, I don't know, I mean, I know I lost 16.5 pounds, but did I really lose that much weight? Like, I don't know. And then when I finally put, like, the pictures from the beginning to the end side by side, then I was able to, like, really comprehend, like, wow, okay, yeah, that's what 16.5 pounds looks like. Like, that's, and then I thought, that was only 16.5 pounds, because I thought it was a pretty drastic difference. And so even if it's like only 3 or 5 pounds, if your body composition is changing, you can see it in the pictures. You know, so even if it's only a few pounds and you're like, oh, I only lost this much, you know, in a given period of time, when your body composition is changing and you have more muscle and less body fat percentage, it makes a big difference visually. And a lot of times you'll be able to tell. That's when, you know, you'll say, like, oh, I haven't really lost that much, but my clothes are really fitting different, you know. And I'm sure hopefully by that point you're going to be feeling a lot more energetic, and a lot of other things are going to be changing for you as well. But so the pictures, I know I'm spending so much time on this because people are reluctant to take pictures of themselves, and you don't necessarily have to share them with us, with the group. I would love to have some before and afters, you know, after this program, so we can show other clients, like, hey, you know, other people are doing this, not just me, and they're having success. And it's encouraging to other people, but it's not required. Okay. But for yourself, I think you should take pictures, even if you don't show anybody. Okay. Take pictures. Who's sold on taking pictures? All right. We got one hand. We got 2 hands. Mara, I can't see your hand, but I'm just going to hope it's up. And Cindy,
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. All right. Trust me, you won't be sorry. You won't be sorry if you take the pictures. Definitely not. Okay. So, yep. And guess what? I have sheets and, places that you can even post a picture and check boxes and places you can write your measurements and make it a little fun and pretty. Okay, you can put together a little binder if you want. Some people will do that, and so it should be fun. Okay, so and organized. Okay, all right. So just checking my notes because it's a lot to go over. Does anybody have any questions so far? No questions so far. All right, so everything sounds pretty straightforward. Any questions on the cleanse portion of it? You feel like if you have, since you have the breakdown of what you're going to be eating each day, and you'll have a grocery list that's straightforward for you? Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Who's scared about that? No. Okay. Who's excited about that? No. So I'm happy that I have an honest group. That makes me happy. Okay. All right. So then I will be sharing. So I'll be sharing all of these documents. I have them in, I call it a vault, but I'll be sharing that page and sharing that link. I'll be sending it through email, and I'll also put it in the community group. So if you haven't downloaded the app to be in that community group, go ahead and do that. Another thing I also like to recommend is the PDFs, the program PDFs, especially the one that has all of the workouts on there. If you save that on your home screen of your phone, then you'll always have your workouts with you, and they'll be easy to access. Because if it's not easy to access, it's going to feel like a pain, and you're going to procrastinate on doing those workouts. And so the easier that you make this information to access, the better it's going to be. So I save everything just on my desktop here. I don't think you can see it, but even though it's not everything is an app, you can still save it as a icon, and then it will just link to the document. Okay, so that makes it pretty easy. And you can do that for anything that we're going to be using recurring, which I'll specify when I post it. This is the link to the weekly accountability. This is the link to the weekly Zoom. This is a link to the workouts. And so the workouts, take a look at the workouts, and they are pretty intense. They're high intensity interval training. If you feel like it's too much for you, reach out to me, and I can help you modify it. And if we can't modify that, then I have actually another tier, you could call it, for those people who don't have as much experience exercising. So more like band workouts than high intensity interval training. So I know that there can be different levels. So I can definitely work with you on that. Okay, so take a glance. If it seems like it's stuff that excuse me, that you're comfortable with, then we're good. So the first week is more kind of Pilates-ish-esque. It's a little bit more low-key because of what we're doing in terms of eating. Excuse me. You can move at your discretion that week. So if you're if you're still feeling like plenty of energy and you still want to work out, you know, at a higher intensity, you can feel free to do that. But if you feel like, you know, you rather take it easy and take the week to stretch and go get a massage and really kind of flush things out in that way, then that is what is actually prescribed. But you can take that at your own discretion. Okay, just make sure that you're listening to your body. Are you taking my picture, Sarah? Is she muted? I can't hear her. Wait, I can't hear you. Hold on.
No,
What?
I was looking at the workout plan.
Oh,
I have it up on my phone. Sorry, I don't know where my camera is.
I was like, at least let me pose, you know?
No. I'm sorry. No.
No, that's cool. That's totally cool.
Multitasking.
That's good. Sometimes we got to do that, right? To get it done.
Yes.
So if that all sounds good to you, then and you don't have any questions or anything like that, then I can actually get started posting some of this stuff for you to make sure you have access. And Cindy, I can help you make sure that you get access to the files if they're not loading on your phone. And that's it. You guys can download the app, the community app right now if you haven't done that. If you want to take a little bit of time. Another app that I'll suggest that you download is MyFitnessPal if you don't have that already. That is one that is pretty helpful for tracking your food and your calories and all that good stuff. And we're going to go over basal metabolic rate and kind of macros and calories and all of that. So we will go over that, but it's all there for you to read in the Food Foundation, Food, Faith, and Fitness Foundation portion, which you can all read this week as well to kind of get a little head start on that. So then if there's any questions, I can answer those. So this app that we're using, I've previously done this using Facebook groups, which I can go live in. This app, I can't really go live in that group, but I can record videos and I can post them in there. But there is some way I might be able to create some kind of area on the website to go live. But I say that because not everybody in this group this time is on Facebook, and I don't really want to force anybody to go on social media if they don't want to. So that is why I chose to try this out this time. But if you are on Facebook, I do have a Facebook group called Healthy, Happy, Hopeful. And I do go in there and I do a lot of like recipes and I show you what I cook in my crazy kitchen with my crazy kids around and things like that. But you can get a lot of ideas and see kind of how I do things. So like when I post a picture of this like beautiful meal, you can go in there and see how like crazy it really was when I made it and how I did it and everything. So you can see the process. I don't do that for every meal, but when I have time, I do like to go in there because I know that some people will find that helpful, more helpful than just kind of seeing the picture idea or whatever. And, the more ideas and the more things that we can grab from, the better. So I do go on there and I give tips and things like that from time to time as well, but I will keep the majority of the information within our community app. Okay, but that is just a little extra if you wanted to be a part of that as well. So that's it. I think we're all done for tonight. I got that done a little quicker than I thought, actually.
What?
Do you have a question?
This is a shopping start.
Huh?
Food shopping. You're gonna give us a shopping list, I believe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's a list of the clean eating items that I suggest. So you don't have to get just what's on that list, but it's like, I call it a grocery jogger. So you can go through there and you can decide what you want to get from that list, but you're not going to see like Pop-Tarts on there. So it really narrows things down to like the basics for clean eating and what is like recommended like during this program. Okay, it doesn't mean you're never going to have like a glass of wine while you're on this program or anything like that, or you're never going to have chocolate or cake or whatever. This program is pretty realistic, and we try and do everything in a way that is for real life, like I said, and we learn more how to manage that stuff. But for the majority of the time, you're going to be eating as clean as possible, okay, with making room for the things that you're not going to, I don't expect anybody to ever like say, no, I'm never having chocolate again, or I'm never having cake again, because that's just not realistic, so
Right.
yeah, so that's what the grocery jogger is. So you'll have all of that to look over and review, and I'll be sharing all that information with you. I'll also be sharing these videos, so I'll be sharing this usually within 24 hours.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And if you think of any other questions after we get off the call, then just shoot me a message, and I am happy to clarify, help, suggest anything you need.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Have a great night.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Cindy, do you want to stay on for a sec?
Yeah, my phone went dead. So I'm trying to
so
charge
that might
it.
not